Morning, friends. Happy Monday. I'm here with Aimee Jackson, a therapist at Mayfield Counseling Centers, and today we're going to talk about group therapy.
It's time for your Monday Minute.
So, Aimee, as we talk about group therapy, there's this awkwardness that I feel because at Mayfield, we don't have as many groups as I wish we could have.
True.
But I think it's worth discussing why I wish there were more groups. Why are groups important?
Groups are crazy important, but so many people, when you mention that to a client, hey, I think you should maybe look at doing this group, they're like, there is no way I'm talking about my stuff in front of a whole bunch of strangers. But group provides such a valid way to normalize situations, to gain other people's perspective than just your therapist or your friends. They can, when they're facilitated well, they are beneficial beyond measure.
Yeah, there's something really special about groups where you don't just get to learn and grow and process through your own stuff, but you get to learn and grow and process through the stuff that other people are processing.
Absolutely.
Somebody else brings up something and you might not be working through exactly the same thing, but there's this thing that happens where we grow in the midst of that, and it's really amazing, and there is that sense of community as well. I think one thing that might be helpful too is we have a few groups that stay pretty consistent here at Mayfield, and you lead one of them.
Yep. I lead a Partners for Sex Addicts, or men who are addicted to pornography, escorts, those types of things. So it's a women's only group. It's small, it's intimate from the standpoint of everyone's getting to know each other. They learn from each other's stories. They know maybe who to call if they experience something that's similar. And just the ability to freely talk about the pain they're experiencing with somebody else that can empathize from a very real, tangible place. And that one is really, it's not enjoyable. It's a hard work, but it's really beneficial for those women. We also have had teen processing groups here that I think is even a harder place to get, because part of having groups is we have to have people to be in the groups. And once you can build that group, then people tend to want to stick around. They like group. But if you're interested in group, or you have a topic or a need, reach out to Hannah and Adam in our office so that we can kind of know what the community is calling for, what they need, where they would like support.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And it changes season to season. There's been different groups that have only existed for that short amount of time that it was needed. And I think there's something really amazing about group that, in one individual counseling session, I can tell somebody normal, or at least typical. You're not the only one that's ever dealt with that. In fact, you're not the only one that's dealt with that today in this room. It's a very different thing when you walk into a room and there are other people that are struggling in similar ways or working through things in similar ways. And there's this forward momentum that is inherent in the concept of a group. We're not trying to just wallow in what's happening in our lives. We're trying to move forward. We're trying to grow. And so the momentum is there. And sometimes you get to come to group and you're just caught up in the momentum. You're not contributing to the momentum because you don't have it that week. And the benefit is you're caught up in everybody else's.
Absolutely.
And then weeks when you feel really strong in the momentum, I am going to work through this, I am going to work on this, you get to pull other people in the momentum. And I think that's a really beautiful element of group work as well.
Absolutely. Another piece that I really love about group is there are times that other people can see our growth better than we can see our own growth. And so to be able to be in a trusted space and feel maybe in those days where you have no momentum for your own healing, for somebody else to step in that gap and be able to say, man, do you remember where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago? Having those types of cheerleaders in our lives is really important.
Yeah. Another benefit of groups, which is maybe a sillier one, but they're oftentimes much cheaper than normal counseling sessions. And so, it might be anywhere from like $30 or maybe even up to $40 to do a group session. I know like when I was in high school, there was a group that was running and it was like $40 for 2 hours of group. It was a big group.
Yeah.
And so I always say like you almost get more bang for your buck in that situation. Now I do think the group is really beneficial in conjunction with individual therapy because you're able to process through what came up in group and do more work between meetings. But group is amazing.
Yeah, it's a great way to make those therapy dollars go further.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of women in my partners group that they come every week to partners, but I only see them once a week or once a month in individual therapy because they get that touch point with me every week. And then they have support from other people as well. So I think it is a financially beneficial as well.
Yeah. Well, if you want to hear more about some of the reasons why groups are meaningful, Aimee and I are going to continue this conversation a little bit in a less formal way on the collective, so you can go to the link below. Also, if you're interested in getting involved in a group, you can reach out to our office at Mayfield Counseling Centers, and Adam or Hannah or somebody on our team would love to be able to help connect you with what's going on now, or at least get your name on a list so that we can start building a group out for what's going on. Till then, get yourselves through Friday, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.